So, you are learning to code, are you? Yeah, I am. Well, whatever you do, don't get stuck in tutorial hell. But without tutorials, how am I gonna even know where to start? You need to build your own projects. Do it now. But I don't know how. Ah! Ha 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 ha.
So here's a secret. I didn't do any video tutorials for like my first 6 months of learning how to code. I went to online courses like Code Academy and Free Code Camp, but about 6 months in, when the Free Code Camp website went down for the count, that's when I discovered the magic of video tutorials. Here, in my experience, is the good and the bad and the most awesome video tutorials that I've found. So let's start with the good things. First of all, there are 3 learning styles: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Learning by seeing, learning by hearing, and learning by doing. People usually are stronger in one area or the other in terms of learning, but the best is to cover all 3. So today we're gonna learn a back fist. So you get in a fighting stance. So the first step is gonna be to point your elbow at your target area, which in this case is the temple. Soft target for a hard weapon. So you point the elbow at the target area, snap your fist out, striking with your first knuckle here, snap it back really fast, and reset. Now the faster you snap it out and in, the better, because you're transferring all that energy into the target, just like snapping a towel, snap, snap. The faster you pull it back, the more of a snap you'll get, right? So point, snap out and in, and reset. This is exactly what happens in video tutorials. You watch someone actually coding, writing real code on a real code editor. You also hear them narrating what they're doing. I'm going to create a variable here. Okay, then I file away in my mind, oh, this is what it looks like to create a variable. I did not realize this until I started going to meetups, but programming is actually a spoken language. When I went to meetups, I would talk to other developers and I felt totally lost. You know, in React, when there's like a thing, you know, the thing in a different file that you write your code in and it returns something and it makes one of the elements on the, you know, and it has that stuff in it that looks like HTML, but it's not. You know what I'm talking about? No? Oh. Even though I was learning how to do this stuff, I couldn't speak the language. It's like in college, I studied Latin. It's a dead language, not spoken. I would sit there with this ancient text and I would be translating it. If you plopped me down in ancient Rome, I'd be totally lost. Semper Fidelis, Carpe Diem, Winnie Winnie Wiki. So we have visual learning covered, we have auditory learning covered. What about kinesthetic learning? If you're just following along with someone else doing something, are you really doing it yourself? And the answer is yes. If you are using real code editors and actually writing out code and running it, you're doing it. Muscle memory is very real. I have not practiced karate for 15 years. If I just sit here trying to remember like the 50 basic strikes, I don't know what I'll do, but I bet that muscle memory is still there. Should we test it out? Should we try? Okay, 50 basic strikes. I know you start like this anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, that should be 40. This should be 40, so I missed one. Let's say that's 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yes! I got it. I got it. Muscle memory. Yeah. So what are the bad things about video tutorials? And what is this tutorial hell thing that we're hearing about all the time? One big problem with tutorials is that you really feel like you're learning. It's like watching a Jackie Chan movie and thinking you can do karate.
I know Kung Fu.
Then after the tutorial, you go and try to do it yourself, and oh my goodness, I have no idea what I'm doing. Why was this so easy just a minute ago? I guess I better go through another tutorial because apparently I'm still not getting it. And that mentality leads you from one tutorial to another tutorial to another tutorial, and so on.
Subscribe!
So wait a minute, so how do we really learn then? Well, tutorials are a great introduction, but that's all it is. After that, you delve in deeper. You build your own projects. And that's when the real learning happens. In karate, I could always tell the students who went home and practiced from the ones who didn't. Because the ones who didn't would come back and start from zero. I can teach you this stuff, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get good at it. Getting good at it is up to you. So after the tutorial, you don't go to another one. You go to the docs to get a deeper understanding of what you learned, and you get building.
Hey you, like this video or else.
Ooh, like. There's another very frustrating thing about video tutorials. They become very quickly outdated. I was trying to do a tutorial that set up Firebase and Firestore, and I got almost all the way through it, but then at the end, there was some kind of new configuration problem that I could not figure out. I know that trying to problem solve and read the docs and all that stuff is something developers need to do on a daily basis, but when I'm going to a tutorial, it's because I'm a beginner. I just want something easy to follow step by step. Specialist. Whee! When I started learning React Native, there was an updated version of React Navigation that just came out. So all of the React Native tutorials were outdated. It's a very dangerous thing, is outdated tutorials. Coffee time. So those are the good things and the bad things about video tutorials. So what about the awesome? Here are some of my favorite video tutorials. First, I want to shout out to the Net Ninja. I love the Net Ninja. I discovered him pretty early on, and something I love about him is he's very beginner friendly. He doesn't get too complex too quickly, and he builds pretty simple apps. I also love that most of his apps are very fun. He likes to make references to Yoshi and Mario and Luigi. And you know, when you're just starting out, you need things to be fun and interesting. So the Net Ninja is awesome for that. The second shout out is to Traversy Media with Brad Traversy. I think he's made every tutorial under the sun. Like, he just keeps pumping them out, just one after another. He's just a building machine. And also he's very down to earth. You can follow him on Twitter. Even though he's got tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, how many subscribers does he have? He's still just like a regular coder like you and me. Now, the #1 most awesome tutorials that I have found have come from Academind, or Max. Why is he such an amazing instructor? Because he goes above and beyond simply narrating what he's doing. He explains why he's making the choices he's making and alternative approaches you can take. So in terms of deepening your understanding of best practices and choices in the architecture of code, he just can't be beat. So those are the 3 best tutorial channels that I've found. If you have others to recommend, just go ahead and leave it in the comments. And that's why I've included the Net Ninja, Traversy Media, and Academind all in my book, Teach Yourself to Code, because those are the 3 that I use to learn to code. I have learned so much through video tutorials. They're an amazing way to get started in a new technology. But remember, they're just a start. After you go through a tutorial, it is up to you to actually get good at it. Build things, struggle through the learning process, and when you're done building, share it.